A nation with forts only in one area. The enemy went the other way around the forts. Then in the next war, they hadn't extended the fort line. Is this the Congo or is this France? I'm definitely getting a little bit of deja vu here. Because last time it was Tunis that just came through here and there were no forts. And now it's Papal States coming through here and there were no forts. Oh, there's a battle going on. We should probably have a look. 6.8 morale versus 5.6. Whoa, Papal States have 139 discipline? That's madness. Yeah, Papal States hit really hard. Ouchies. Battle Pope indeed. Pope Marines. Brings a whole new meaning to mechanized Marines for the Pope. Pope Marine mobiles. Madness. This is Rome. Timurids are also at war against Delhi. Just trying to carve Delhi up between them and Afghanistan, I guess. Although they've now given Delhi to Afghanistan. What are they planning to do here? Because if they wanted to form the Mughals, they need a bunch of the territories that they've now given to Afghanistan. Pope, I will show you how to baptize a nation properly in the blood of your enemies. Meanwhile, Milan has joined the war? Or were Milan always in this war? I have a feeling they were always in it. Oh no, maybe they did just join. Well, the Ottomans are still on high war enthusiasms. They're not ready to peace out just yet. Occupy a bit more territory and they will be, though. And again, they have to white peace, the Ottomans. The Ottomans are protected. Hey, Channel Lord. So, how is the invasion of Japan going? It's going pretty well. Fun fact, you can only actually baptize someone validly with water. Oh, really? I did not know. Meanwhile, the Congo is starting to get a couple of rebels. So I wonder what the Pope's goal here is. Are they just going to take the Congo's coastline? In kind of the same way as Andalusia took the coastline on the other side? Crouton, did I acknowledge your following? I'm not sure I did. Well, thank you if I didn't. Welcome to the channel. Are Prussia and Russia allied? That is a good question. Prussia and Russia should not be allied. That is against the rules. See, this is why it's nice having an admin. That's their problem. Sorry, Val. And I see players constantly going into the admin box. So Val's definitely being kept busy. I'm always a little worried that the admin's going to be left rather bored, but with managing 20 players, there's a lot going on. Val is validating the rules. I like it. That's a good one. The Validator. It is by development, so Russia and Prussia are allowed to be allied. There you go. Right, because these guys don't have institutions yet, so Andalusia and Iran are probably actually higher than Prussia. And there we go. We have got an unconditional surrender from the Congo. Holy Victor now has 1 minute, I think it's 1 minute, to send his peace deal. And the Validator is calling themselves the Validator now. So thanks, 8. That's a good nickname. I like it. Okay, and as expected, the Papal States have in fact just taken the coast of the Congo, which is hugely important, because this is all Ivory Coast, and Ivory Coast determines where the money in Europe flows. And now I suspect a lot of the money that was going to the English Channel is now going to be going to Sevilla, because the hegemon of the Aragon, the Genoa trade node, is the Pope. So this has been hugely beneficial for the Papal Treasury. And a lot of the money that was coming in from the east is now going to be flowing into the Pope's coffers, as opposed to England and the Netherlands. So is the Netherlands still losing money to Britain? They are now competing. Britain still doesn't have a merchant here. Which just boggles the mind. They could be making so much more money. There's almost never a reason not to do that. I mean, one of the reasons, if you have too few merchants, they have 12. They don't have too few. And is the Netherlands still paying a huge amount of money to the Brits? No, they've actually stopped. Okay, so the Dutch have noticed that Great Britain's been stealing all of their money. Probably when their income dropped to about 100 a month. Calico's still not in a war. No, he's broken his promise, hasn't he? It's 1729 now. He told us it would be 1728. Meanwhile, the gluttonization over Japan continues. Huzzah for the woken up Dutch. It took them a while to realise the British were stealing all of their money. Far longer than I would have expected. Here we go. Right on cue. Calico has declared war on Sweden. After Sweden gave all of the land to Calico, they were like, wasn't enough. I want more. So we have got Revolutionary Russia versus the HRE. Sweden, Andalusia, Austria, Australia, Commonwealth, and minions. 100,000 versus 22,000. Sweden just not able to put up a fight here. That is actually a stack wipe in the opening stages of this war. We have hundreds of thousands of men marching into the Commonwealth. Commonwealth does need to be pieced out for a white peace. This is a protected nation. And Prussia just standing by. Now, is anyone going to intervene? Can anyone intervene? Austria is not a great power. Sweden, I'm pretty sure, is not a great power. Commonwealth isn't. So yeah, this is one great power versus 0. So a great power could intervene. A great power such as Prussia, perhaps? Oh no, Prussia and Russia are allied. Has Austria refused the call here? No, Austria is in the war. But Prussia is probably going to refuse to get involved. So is Austria... Austria is doing nothing. Austria is letting one of the electors. And Austria has often said, I didn't fight because it was an elector under attack. It was not an elector under attack. This is an elector. The electors are now under threat by the Russians. And they do nothing. Lake Belaton needs to be watched. Austria knows their duty, and they are determined to uphold their chosen duty. Lake Belaton will not fall on viewers' watch. Sweden, however, might. Russia showing the HRE what the real Third Roman Empire looks like. Calico to Sweden. Give me your land, Sweden. Okay. Calico. Too easy. Too easy. Must be a trap. I'll destroy them. So is Sweden earning... Well, they're getting money from somewhere. Netherlands. They're getting subsidies from the Dutch. Is Austria doing anything? Nope. No diplomatic expenses. Not that they really have anything to expense. Is Prussia biding their time to jump in on the Russian side or to get what they need to form Germany? I wouldn't be that surprised if we see Prussia jumping in against Sweden. Possibly even Prussia against Austria. This might well be Prussia going for the emperorship. Especially as Austria is not doing anything. Like, Austria is rapidly losing their legitimacy as the emperor. And also doing these 100-man sieges. 120. They're trying to out-siege the Hindus. Definitely Calico and Jamie have the same strategy of sieging. Manpower is just a number. I mean, for them, really. They just lost 40,000 in that tick. And these aren't... Well, these are some mercenaries, but yeah, losing a lot of men to attrition already. Stephen Rosales, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome to the channel. Austria not taking the revolution seriously, as if anything bad happens to the HRE afterwards. I mean, Austria is holding to their convictions that something bad stirs in Lake Belaton. And it is not Russia. Sweden is trying to gather armies. We do have a couple of allied forces moving in to assist. And the Dutch do continue to bankroll the Swedes. The Swedes are not going to be lacking for money anytime soon, but 53,000 manpower against 876,000. Finland's fighting. Finland's fighting against the Commonwealth here and beating the Commonwealth. The mighty Finnish forces. Austria's losing the mandate. They kind of are a little bit. This is a classical Roman strategy. Rome, hey, declare war on me? Random country. No, I don't have a reason. But I could. Rome, ha! You could war! Austria lost his legitimacy when he did not help the UK those sessions ago. I felt like there was more of a reason not to assist Britain. Not assisting Sweden here is a bad move. I'm just going to say, it's a bad move. Austria probably could be rallying the rest of the HRE to come and support. They probably could be exerting some influence over Prussia, for example, to get involved. Prussia is recruiting some artillery. The engines of war might well be turning, but in which direction will they be focused? Meanwhile, Andalusia comes. Andalusia is doing what Austria could not. Would not. Is not. Meanwhile, Russia has... Oops, that's not the war. Neither is that. Too many icons. Russia has now lost 134,000 men to sieges. But they're gaining 7,000 men a tick, so... Oh, bloody hell! Commonwealth! Resplendent! AI Commonwealth taking the fight! I didn't even notice this. I wonder if he has. I don't think so. Oh, that's hilarious. Suddenly Calico is going to look over and just notice the whole of Siberia is just occupied by the Commonwealth. And this is all immediately being given to Sweden, so even if Russia pieces Commonwealth out, which they have to, this is going to remain Swedish. Austria's actually pieced out. They're done. They answered the call, and that's all they're doing. They are leaving Sweden to dry. Oh, Mamelukes are in a war. Mamelukes... Oh! Hindustan, Afghanistan. How has Hindustan gone after Afghanistan without Timurids? Oh, they are in. Wait, that's a separate war. Oh, is this the vassals screwing up again? Yeah, I think we need to set up a rule. Just because of this game being so balked that you are not allowed to declare war on player vassals, you have to declare war on the overlord. Is this a separate war that they've been forced to do? Hindustani conquest of Umarkot. Nope, this is directly between these two. So how is Afghanistan in a separate war with the Mamelukes? And the Mamelukes are allied to the Timurids. Huh? 100,000 versus 120,000. Timurids bringing in many more troops. We do have a couple more Hindustan troops coming in. 90,000, 125,000 against 70,000. The Timurids are forced to retreat in that first battle. There is still another 130,000 men down here ready to move. But the Timurids, unlike Sweden, has a lot more fuel in the tank. And they will be able to fight for a lot harder. And I'm guessing Iran's going to be watching this with interest. Because Iran and Hindustan do have a bit of a history. Hindustan, meanwhile, splitting up their forces, so no longer doing these massive, ridiculous sieges. I stand corrected, they are still doing their massive, ridiculous sieges. Russia continues to push into choice parts of the Commonwealth. Commonwealth's war enthusiasm is still very high, though, because they keep on taking territories. Japan is offering peace to Russia. Why is Japan offering peace to Russia? Was Japan at war with Russia? Or is that just from when I clicked on somebody and that peace offer is not disappearing? That is one tenacious peace offer. And also a very confusing one. Okay, so we have 120,000 revolutionary Russians moving into Västerbotten. We do have the Andalusians rallying. We do have the Swedes rallying. This Swedish army is probably going to get stack wiped before they even arrive, though. There are just so many of them. When do you get here? 30th of September. You have to hold out for 9 days. I don't see that happening. 29th, 14th. 5. Oh, maybe you will. Maybe. 7. 8. Just too late. And now you arrive. And this is still a defensive fight because there is a fort here. But all of their forces arriving like in little bits and pieces. The size of the territories here are just too big, and even Andalusia's just sheer quality just cannot hold out against the number of Russians. Andalusia does have another 30,000 just coming in piecemeal and just getting shot to pieces by the Russian military, and that I think was another stack wipe. Andalusia has another 40,000 men here, but they're like nope and are moving away. So, is there a coalition of the willing gathering? Austria maintaining their watch over Belaton. None of the rest of the HRE seems at all put off by the fact that there are Russian forces marching on their borders. And Russia could potentially just cut them off one at a time. And Austria will sit there going, it's fine, it's not threatening Belaton until the day when he's threatened Belaton. And then we're going to have the Russian monster emerging from the lake. Or to the lake. Hey Marshall. 8.9 morale for both Timmy and Hindustan, still nothing compared to the mighty Russian bear with their 10. Yep, that's what revolutionary nations will do for you.